I went ahead and pulled out and found all my ends, and as you see, I had some yarn barf going on here, but I wanted to make sure that I had the ends, I had found all the ends, so let me get to the end here, or to the beginning actually. Okay, so we're going to just start with a slip stitch, okay, and I'm assuming that the people following this tutorial already know how to do basic stitches in crochet. If you do not, then there are many YouTube tutorials online that you can find, both right-handed and left-handed versions, on how to do the basic stitches, okay? So start with a slip stitch, however you like to make them, okay? Now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first chain that we started with, okay, because we want to make a ring. Okay, so we slip stitch in there and make a ring. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start round 1. Okay, so it says to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me zoom you up a little bit. I think maybe that'll help. Let's see, let's try that. That's pretty good, right? Okay. Okay, so now another hint I have is, see, I have this straggler, that's where I started, right? Well, in order to reduce one of the yarn ends so you don't have to sew it in, I like to kind of wrap it around the back here, and then as I'm working, I'm going to work over that straggler into that ring and cover it up. You just work over it and secure that way it'll be secure, and hopefully I won't have to weave any in at the end. Okay, so it says chain 5, and they said this 5 is going to count as the first double crochet, which is the first 3 stitches, 3 chains, sorry, and then chain 2, right? Okay, so it says the next thing we do is 3 double crochets into the ring and then chain 2. So I'm going to go into the ring, I'm going to make 3 double crochets. So 1, and then 2, working over the straggler. And 3. Chain 2. Okay? Kind of pull this over. I don't want to go. Okay, well, let's leave it right there then. Okay, and then it says now I have to do that 3 times because I want to end up with 4 of these 3 double crochet groupings, okay? So I'm going to repeat it. So 3 double crochets, and we want chain 2s in between the 3 double crochet groupings, okay? So there's 2 right there, and then another double crochet. We'll make our 3rd one. Okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, okay? So now we have 2 chain 3 groupings right here, and then this one is going to be part of our last one that we're going to do, okay? So we chain 2 already, so now we're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, okay? Chain 2. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, and 3, right? We have 3 double crochet groupings, and then we have this starting chain, okay? So this starting chain is going to be part of this last 3 double crochet grouping that we have to do, okay? So this time we're only going to do 2 double crochets instead of 3, okay? So go into the ring, still working over this little straggler there, and make a double crochet. That's 1. Now we're going to make 1 more. Okay, and now the starting chain is going to be the last. It's going to be, or substitute for, I guess you'd say, the last double crochet that you need. Okay, so the way I like to do it, now you could do it 2 ways. It says they want you to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of this chain 5 starting chain that we started with. Okay, so you could either start from the bottom and count up 1, 2, 3 to find the third chain, or what I like to do is I know that I need to have 2 chains in between all these groupings. So if I go up here, this is the first, this one right there is the first double crochet in this group right there, so I don't count that one. I know that between this and this one I need to have 2 chains in there, right, to make these little corners. Okay, so I count the chains from here. I count 1, 2, and then that third one right there is where I need to put my hook, and then I just do a slip stitch to join. Okay, so there's our first round. I'm just making sure on my instructions. Yes, so that's it. Okay, now, so round 1 is complete. Okay, so now it says we're going to turn our work. Okay, so turn it over. And then it says, going on to round 2, it says to slip stitch into the next 2 double crochet, slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the corner space, because we want to start in the corner space. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch into this one. I'm just working my way over and to get into this space right there. So, and then slip stitch into the next one. Okay, and then now I want to slip stitch right into that corner space, and I'm right where I need to be. Okay, now to start round 2, it says to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then it says 2 double crochet in the same corner space. So 1, 2. Okay, and then it says to chain 1. Wait, let me check right here. Chain 3, 2 double crochet in the same corner space. Oh, that's it. Okay, so we're going to finish this corner when we get back to it. Okay, so it says to chain 1, and then now we're going to go over to this next corner space, that hole right there. Okay, and we're going to put a corner there. So it's a 3 double crochets. So 1. Oop. No, I got to move this. Pull me out some more yarn here. Okay, 2. Whoops. 2. And 3, and then chain 2, and then 3 double crochets, and we're always going to do the corners like that with this first granny square. Okay, it'll be 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets into the corner. Okay, and then along the sides we're going to put a chain 1 between the shell stitches. These 3 double crochet groupings, you can actually call them a shell stitch if you want. Okay, anyway, so we finished that corner. Now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go to this corner and we're going to do the same thing. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2, 1, 2. Pull me out some more yarn, and then 3 double crochets again to make our corner. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we've got 2 corners, this one, and then of course this starting one, that's just a half of a corner, and we'll finish that when we get there. Okay, so chain 1. Now we're going to go to this next corner, which is right there. Okay, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets again in the same corner. 1, 2, 3, okay, chain 2, and now we're going to finish this corner, because this is our starting, and we have 3 double crochets, which is half of that corner, so we need to finish it. So we need 3 double crochets. This is working on the other half of that corner. 1, 2, 3, whoop, 3, and then remember we have a chain 2. Okay, now we're looking to see what we've got here. Okay, now ordinarily you would just join right there and that's your corner, but she has in her instructions she has a little bit different. Okay, so instead of chaining 2, I need to pull this back 1 and I want to just chain 1 there. Okay, so I chain 1, and now the way she does this, which is a really cool effect, I think, it's very nifty, is that you chain 1 and then now I'm going to, instead of slip stitching into this turning chain, which is my first double crochet, it's acting like my first double crochet of the round, okay, I'm going to half double crochet into that. Okay, let me show you how that works. So we're going to do a half double crochet and we're going to go into that top of that chain, normally where we would slip stitch, okay, to close the round. So I'm doing a half double crochet, and see what that did is that ended up where we are in the middle of that loop, okay, and that's going to help us start the next round. Okay, I like that. It's kind of neat. Anyway, let's see, so that was the end of round 2. So now it says we're going to turn, so flip it over. And now we are right where we need to be. Okay, so round 3, we start with a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets in that same one, and that's going to be our first, the first half of that shell. I mean, that the first half of that corner. Okay, and then next one is, now we're doing the chain 1s in between these chain 3 double crochet groups. So chain 1, and now into this one, into that hole right there, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so chain 1. Remember, on the sides between the 3 double crochet groupings we chain 1s. Okay, between them. Okay, so now we're going to go into this, that's a corner. So now we're going to do our 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet into the corner. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, there's half of it, and then chain 2, and then 1, 2, and 3, and that finishes our corner. Okay, now we're on the sides again, so now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a 3 double crochet group into that hole right there. Okay, so in that chain 1 space, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and now we got another corner we got to do. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and there's our corner. Okay, now we're back on the sides again, so that means we're going to chain 1 between the chain 3 spaces. So chain 1, and then into that hole right there we're going to put 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 1, and now we're at a corner. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're on the side, so we're going to do a chain 1 instead of a chain 2, and then right in there, that last hole there, chain 1 space, we're going to do 3 double crochets there. 1, 2, 3, then chain 1. Okay, so now we're back over here again, And remember, these 3 is the half of the corner, so we need to put the other 3 to finish the corner, right? So we're going to do into this starting chain 2 space where we started, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now normally between these 2 3 double crochet groupings, I'm pulling out more yarn. Okay, so normally you chain 2 in here, right? Okay, but she's gonna do that half double crochet trick again. Yes, so we're going to chain 1 instead of chaining 2, and now we're going to half double crochet into that very first, the top of that chain 3 space, chain 3, not space, that we started with. Okay, so we're going to half double crochet into the top of it. There you go, and see, that helped form that chain 2 space loop or whatever that's in all the corners. Okay, so that's the end of round 3. Now we got one more round, and then we're going to cut this color, fasten it off, and then we're going to join the next color. Okay, so as always, it says to turn. So we turned it, flipped it over. Okay, and now we're going on to round 4, which is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more double crochets. It's going to be same way that we did round 3. Yes, the only thing different is the joining right at the end. Okay, so we need 2 in here to make the first half of that corner, because we're going to complete it when we get around here. Okay, and then remember, on the sides we're going to do chain 1 between the 3 double crochet groupings of each one. Okay, so here we have 2 holes right there, so that means we're going to have 2 chain 3 grouping. Oh, not chain 2. Okay, let's start again. We're gonna have 2 3 double crochet groupings. I'm trying to say that, okay, on that side. So chain 1, 3 double crochets into this one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then chain 1. And now we're going to put 3 into this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 1. Now we're in our corner, and we're going to do the corner just like what we've been doing, where we'll do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in the corner. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and there's our corner. Okay, now we're on the sides. Now we're going to chain 1 in between them. So chain 1, and then we've got 2 holes there. We've got that one, and we've got that one. So we're going to put 3 double crochets in each one of those with the chain 1 in between them. So 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to pull out more yarn here. Okay, and then chain 1, and then 3 again into the next hole. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now we got our corner. Okay, so 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 2, because we're in the corner now. 1, 2, 3 into that same corner hole. Okay, and there's our corner. Okay, now we're going to go across this side, and remember, on the sides we do chain 1s in between the 3 double crochet groups. So chain 1, and then we're going to do a 3 double crochet group there and a 3 double crochet group there with chain 1 in between them. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 1, and again into the next hole. 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 1, and now we're back at a corner again. Okay, so as always, this is going to be the same thing that we're doing. 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and then in the same hole, 1, 2, 3, okay, chain 1, because we're on the sides now, so we're just chaining 1 between the groups of 3. 3 double crochets into this one, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 into that one, 1, 2, 3, okay, chain 1, and now we're at our next corner. Oh, well, we're back at the beginning. Okay, and remember, at the beginning we had half of the corner there, so we need to put the first half, which is a 3 double crochet grouping, and then our chain space in between there. Now, the other round, we did our 3 double crochets, and then we did a chain 1 and half double crochet into the top because we wanted to end up in the corner of the loop. Well, this one, we're getting ready to cut this color number 1. We're getting ready to cut that off because we're done with our square, so we're just going to do it regular, okay? So we're going to do 3 double crochets, which will give us the first half of the corner we need. 1, 2, 3, okay. Oh, getting a knot, not a knot. Can't be a knot. Just a minute. There, okay. So we have our 3. So now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, okay, and then we're going to do, now we're just going to do regular join where we're going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 3 space of this 3 double crochet grouping, okay, so slip stitch. Okay, so now we're finished with our granny square, the very center square of this blanket, okay, so we just finished that. So now we need to cut off, fasten off this color. So let me get my scissors. And we're going to cut off our yarn here. Leave it a little bit to weave in, okay? And then I'm going to chain 1 and then pull it through, okay? To fasten off, and then pull it tight, okay? So there's our square. Okay, so I'm going to move my red yarn out of the way a little bit because I need to go to my next color. Okay,